How to comp properties in under 60 seconds using XLeads. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I want to show you exactly how to comp properties the fastest way possible with using the ultimate all-in-one software, XLeads. So let's jump into XLeads here and just put a property in there and comp it really quickly. So we simply just select a property, we have it right here. We actually get all the information on the property from the property appraiser or from the government. That's where the data is instantly pulled every single day. If it's on the MLS, if it's not on the MLS, the information will be on here also. Now, as you know, with XLeads, you have our XLeads value. You have what the property should be renting out for, and of course our wholesale score, which should be where we should try to give our initial offer, or roughly where we want to be. Again, for a wholesaling deal, it could be a little above that, but not too crazy. The simple way to do comps is you go here to comparables and click that. What you're going to do is be transformed here into the comping platform. And all you have to do is put your criteria. So if our property is a 3-2, we're just gonna go here and make sure we see other 3-2s in the area. Let's do half a mile distance. And if our property right here is 1,356 square feet, it already puts in the square footage we should be at. Let's get rid of lot size. And we do sales for the past month, 2 months, 3 months. Let's do the past 6 months of all single family properties. So let's get rid of all that other stuff. And instantly we can figure out the best comps in the area. Now, if you want to get more crazy, this house was built in 1973. So why don't we do year built 1963 to 1983. Just like that, I found the best comps in the area. Now, the only thing that you have to look at is the type of construction on the property, if the property has a pool or not, and all these things. But really, let's just keep it to this. And so what we're going to do is we have our property right here, and let's just go look at other similar ones. So this property sold recently for $340 with 145 less square feet. I love how it shows it there for you. So we're gonna say that's a good comp. And what it's gonna do is give us an average square feet that it sold for, the average sale price of the comps that I'm selecting, and the average AVM, and then the square feet of the average property we're selecting here. Now this property sold for $829,000 right here. That is not a good comp. That is way too high. This one's not a good comp either. And we're gonna see some other things here. So we're gonna be able to find the green right here, which is gonna be an active MLS property. So we know this one's active at 359. It's actually probably a decent comp. So that's a decent comp too. I can say yes to this, no to that, and yes to this property. And maybe let's say yes to this one. What we're gonna find here is an average square feet, price per square foot, 263. All we have to do is multiply 263 by our 1356 and get what our property should be for an ARV. 1356 multiplied by 263 comes out to an ARV of $356,000. Now that is going to be if the property was not on the water. Now the one thing about this said property is, which the reason why I'm putting it on here is, you might be like, why are the comps so different? Well, this is Florida, so Florida man stuff. This property has a pool and it has a boat lift and it has access actually to the ocean. So don't give you a quick geography lesson, but in Port St. Lucie, you can take the river down here and take it all the way to the ocean to go fishing. So that's why the property here on the AVM is different than the comps. The reason I wanted to make this example is this is a property that's on the water. So if I wanted to go back here and do properties that are on the water, I can go back to the years sold and see that similar properties, even one sold this year for a 3-2, like this one right here, got sold for $600,000. This property for $620, and then I can adjust the price per square foot. But if this property was, let's say, transported here, it'd be worth $356. But since it's there, it gets an extra $100,000 to $200,000. Now, if I want to do a different type of property, let's do one in Kansas City here. The XLeads value is 494. Let's go to the comparables here and figure out exactly what's going on with this property. So if I look for the property sold in the past 3 months in the area, all the information is kind of cleared up over here. We have a 5-bedroom, 4.5. Not many like this. We're got about 2,400 square feet. We can roughly look at other similar properties. This one's a good comp. This one's actually pending right now. So that could be decent. We might have to look at the pictures of the property. Similar square feet, less beds, not a good comp, decent comp, no, yes. And we got roughly 173 a square foot. So with under 60 seconds, I can multiply our property and you get roughly 415 as the value of the property, which is going to be a little different than the AVM because some of these properties are pending. So for example, if we Google search this property here, we can see that nice houses are being sold like 131 a square foot, which is kind of crazy looking at that. It's probably worth around 415 right here. So with under 60 seconds, we can run comps and really figure out exactly what a property is worth. Now, if you want to go even crazy, we can do the past year and see some other similar sold properties, which definitely sold a little higher, which brings our ARV a little higher. So we can add some of these in, and it's gonna, which actually is a decent comp. It'll pump us up a little more to 223 a square foot, which puts our said property at 535. Now, you need to make an executive decision exactly if your property should be on that value or not. What I'll tell you is because it's basically on the same neighborhood, I would add these comps in, which completely changes the story. So I see a lot of people inside of XLeads that only do the past 3 months. Sometimes that doesn't tell you the full story of the property, especially when you go Google search it and look at the pictures of the house. And this property right here that sold isn't the most updated inside. So that being said, I think the property is probably closer to a 500, 530 ARV than what the other comps shown, because the other comps are kind of going to be outside that nice neighborhood here, right? You're crossing busy streets. And if you just do comps that stick inside of this neighborhood here, like this one and that one, and you stay in the neighborhood, you're going to find they're all over the board. Now, this one's selling for 272, maybe a little bit of an outlier. We're roughly finding properties that make the comp between 450 to 550, which this is where the XLeads value is kind of at 500,000. So I would say the ARV on this one probably should be between 450, 460. The XLead value is slightly higher because we have a crazy comp right here that kind of threw it off a little bit. But overall, comping can be done in under 60 seconds. And remember, who cares about this retail value? Who cares about exactly the perfect comp? Because right here, we have that wholesale value where we need to offer about 330, 340 on the deal and probably try to get sold for 400 and make our money. That is the point here on XLeads. The ARV, yes, you can do the comping and find it, but the wholesale score right here shows us exactly what the MAO is, so we get the deal done as soon as possible. Guys, if you like this XLeads and you love how you can comp really fast, do me a favor, make sure you go to xleads.com to go there, sign up, and get XLeads today for 50% less than what your average real estate wholesaling comping or list pulling software is. If you guys got any value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.